Good afternoon from Fire Wrench Garage and Patriot Brothers Racing. We're continuing the work on this 1999 Ford Mustang V6. And as I talked about in the previous video, I had to replace the fender and rework the bumper. And then of course I put a GT hood on here. And of course all those are different colors. And then I've got a lot of fade that you can see. And yeah, I know this is dusty because I've been sanding. But you can see there's a major paint difference between this part and even on this deck lid. You can see how much it's faded out in this area versus what this looks like. So I've decided that I'm going to repaint this car. I'm going to do, it's still going to be red, but I'm going to make my own custom color for this and actually put a little bit more metallic in the paint. So that should look kind of cool. This is where I'm at so far. I've got the new fender all sanded out. I've got the rear spoiler sanded out. And underneath that is the bumper. And I've got that sanded, but there's a couple spots that I wanted to touch up, mainly that one and that one down there. And then I also got a piece of the trim, the wiper arms, those are off, and I'm going to paint those as well. So as soon as I get everything sanded down, then I will clean up my shop, make it as spotless as possible. I'm going to hang up a lot of plastic because I want to kind of make a makeshift booth type of situation. And then spray the whole thing down with a sealer and do base coat, a mid coat, which is going to be the metal flake that I'm putting in, and then the top, a bunch of top coats, so that I can probably I'm going to probably have to wet sand. I am doing this in my garage. I don't have a professional paint booth yet. It's something that's in the works for this summer, but not yet. So I will come back as soon as I have more sanded and I can give you an update. We've got it all sanded down. Took me about an hour and a half. Hand sanded all the little tiny spots and details. And then I took my DA with 320 and sanded everything down that was on the flat spots. Turned out pretty good. Lots of little spots to get into. And then while I was sanding the top, I found a couple little dingers that I'm going to go ahead and clean up and put in some filler, just a glazing compound, and then go ahead and hit that spot that I previously just did a kind of I put in 2 separate amounts of fiberglass resin filler, and then I found this while I was sanding, so I'm going to go ahead and put some glaze on that too. But it's turning out pretty good. This is probably all I'm going to get done today because I'm still waiting for the primer and the paint, and I kind of want to do them all in one shot, so once I get my shop all nice and clean and the plastic up, I don't have to redo it and keep a nice clean spot. But that's where we are. I'll be back with you when I start the priming. Well, it's another day, and as you can see, I've started getting the car prepped up, and I've made myself a temporary spray booth in my garage all the way around. Since I'm shooting metallics, I don't want that stuff all over everything. So the next step I'm going to do, and as we all know if you've ever painted cars, prep work is the #1 thing to pay attention to when you're painting. You don't want to get any garbage or trash under the finish, and that's what I intend to do. I know that this is not a professional paint booth, and I know I'll still get a little bit of trash in the finish, but this is the best I have, and so I'm going to work with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get the car plasticed off, wiped all down, and then I'm going to start shooting the base coat, which is a custom color that I personally came up with. I mixed it together until I liked the color. And I'm going to do 3 coats of that at least, maybe 4, depending on how it covers. And I will come back and show you what that looks like when I get to that point. Alright, well those are the last two parts. And the hood scoop and the spoiler. I decided to go with flat black. It doesn't look like that in the picture, of course, because I just got done spraying it, but that'll come out to a flat black. And I parked the car outside so I'd have a little bit of room, and I was shooting different colors, but I still have the fender in here that needs to go in the car, and you can actually kind of see better in here than the video clip I shot earlier of the car outside, but you can really start to see those sparkles, the metallic in the paint. Yes, I know it's got orange peel, but when you paint metal flake, you're going to have that. I plan on wet sanding the entire car, getting it down to flat, and then buffing it out. The metal flake that I used for this project is Tropical Glitz, and the color is Cherry Bomb, and that's in the .008. It's a pretty nice, it has just enough flake in it that I like it. I didn't want it to look like an old bass boat, but so this looks cool. I like it. It looks really good in the sun too, even though it doesn't come up on camera. But once all these parts are dry, I'll pull the car back in, and I'm going to wait for it to cure, and then I'm going to put everything back together. But the next videos, that's what will be being done, is getting everything back assembled, and then we're going to be working on the exhaust for that, because I want to go from a single fart can that somebody put on there to a dual with dual mufflers on it. See if I can't find something that sounds good. I know it's hard to make a V6 sound good, but that's what we're going to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'd love to hear those. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. We do all kinds of different things here on Fire Wrench Garage. Not only snowmobiles, where I started, and dirt bikes, getting them restored, but also cars as well. And if you go back and look at some of my other videos, I've got a Dodge Ram that I'm working on. That's coming up probably next after I get this Mustang done. And then we'll see what else we get into. But please like and subscribe to my channel if you would. I really appreciate that. And have a great weekend.